Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Friday finally, January 24th, 2025, and this is my daily vlog, last one of the week. Each morning, coming here in the studio, talk about what I've been doing X and how it's going, trying to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. So let's begin talking about yesterday. So my primary goal yesterday was to shoot and publish the Friday plays, which I did. It was released to members about 3:30 or so in the afternoon. That'll become public later today. We'll talk about, I actually was very productive with the Friday plays. You know, I think I said yesterday, I try to shoot the stand-up before lunch and then shoot the gameplay after. And actually I had it all shot before lunch. I had the stand-up and the gameplay, and I had half edited it before I left for lunch, which was great. Just a quick lunch, just about a half mile up the road here. Came back, got that all done. Then I spent the rest of the afternoon working on what I hope to be an essaytorial that I can complete and get out for tomorrow morning. Just trying to keep pumping the stats with more and more good content as best I can. I did a thumbnail for the editorial. I did some internal graphics started for that. I did some outlining, a little bit of early writing. It's all I have. It's almost all I have planned for today, so I hope to get that done. So we'll talk about that in a second. And then in the evening, I went and saw that movie, Presence. It's called a horror movie. I think it's a thriller. It doesn't matter. It was fantastic, by the way. Go see it before someone spoils it for you. I think I'm going to go see it again tonight, actually. It's one of those, like, you want to see. As soon as I was out, I'm like, well, now I want to see it again, because it's like you almost can't talk about it without spoiling it. So I'm going to let it go right there. But I saw the movie. It was great. Let's talk about stats, which are bumming me out a little, but what are you going to do? Yeah, it's weird. Like, I see the videos I'm publishing are getting thousands of views each. We're putting out lots of videos, and yet there's not a sustained curve over that. I don't know. I haven't dug into it to see what the heck is it, but I mean, also it's easy to feel this way coming down off the super stats we had when I was out at the show. But so let's not beat around the bush. Let's take a look at my little chart here. I'd like to be at or above this midpoint, which is 13,000 views and 80 subscribers average over the last 7 days. Down a little bit more, below 12 to 11.7 thousand views. Subscribers are still doing okay, 126 subscribers average over the last 7 days. And yeah, we just, like, it's very, I mean, it ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows. But, we've talked about this before. I think it's probably too, and other creators who are on here could tell you, like, Silver Blue is here and MC Murr is here, and many other folks who are working on their own journey. I know Hobo Gamer is here. That it's, the stats tend to dictate an overall feeling of how you're doing, and if they're down, even down on a day, you're like, what did I do today to wreck it? And it's up on a day, you're like, ooh, I gotta repeat that thing I did. And sometimes there's not a thing you did one way or the other. Yes, you could do a quality video that gets a lot of content or just gets a lot of attention, and yeah, try to repeat that, but down the next day doesn't necessarily mean you somehow screwed it up. And like, I know that in here, but in here you don't really know it. You're just like, oh man, it's all crumbling, it's, and I know it ebbs and flows, but hey, it doesn't change the way you feel about it. Because that's why I keep plugging along. That's why I keep trying to get, because the next one's coming. I know it is. We see it again and again. Look at the cycle. So we'll talk about adjusting the chart a little bit here at the end of this video. Maybe not the chart, but our charts, we'll see. Subscriber count, as you saw, we're averaging about 125 a day. So yesterday we're at 77,003, and today we are at 77,004 and about 3/4. So almost 77.5. Yeah, almost a half. So let's quickly talk about today. The Friday Plays drops today at 3 o'clock. It was actually a viewer request. I called them out in the video and thanked them for the request. I will continue to work and write the editorial. It feels like a daunting task. There's a lot to do. I haven't really got my through line, though I have some bullet points. Got to figure out how to stitch it together in a little bit of a narrative. It probably won't be incredibly long. It'll probably be like, under 10 minutes, certainly, because there's a lot of me talking, a lot of B-roll. Which are probably editorials don't need to be, volumes and volumes. My intent is to get that shot and completed for Saturday. If the day gets away from me and there's more work than I think in this, or I can't quite find the line, It might get delayed till Monday, which is not the worst thing ever, but I really would rather get it done for Saturday. It's my intent anyway. I like to be further along in it than I am, but it is what it is. And then this afternoon, I have a planning and catch-up call with my friends at Atari, who I had some correspondence with them and said, hey, you know what? We got a lot of stuff coming up in the next few months. I need to sync up with you and get you in the loop. And I'm like, I love being in the loop. I'm very happy to that they care enough about us to want to put us in the loop. So I'll have a call with them this afternoon and see what's going on to kind of set up the next few bits of releases coming from them so that we can be prepared to bring it to you over on the channel. So yeah, before I go, let's talk just a second about the kind of the stats adjustment. Here's what I'm thinking, and it's to try to stave off that feeling of the ebb and flow. So I was thinking maybe I should take my chart from the last 7 days to the last 28 days. It's another easily accessible stat that's there on the chart. You'd say, well, why not, why not 2 weeks, kind of thing, which I thought about that, but I have to manually create that chart every day, whereas they have a subset. And maybe that's better, I don't know. My thinking with the 28 days is it's a smoother curve. The downside of this is that it's less dynamic. What you saw yesterday is probably what you're going to see tomorrow. It's going to be a slow change over time as we watch that. Maybe that's good. The downside of it, I guess that was the downside. The upside of it is it will be a smoother curve, right? The ups and downs are not so dramatic, but so we can watch things change over time more gradually, rather than feeling like, oh, it's because of a couple of small days the stats are crushed, or because of a couple of large days, the stats blow up, in such a case that then if the chart kind of stayed the same that we've seen every day, we'll see trends happening more gradually. So tell me what you think about that, or maybe I should show the 28 days and the 7 days, both, or, I don't want to create a ton of production work for this vlog every morning, but also I want to keep it interesting and keep it useful, the data useful, right? I'm not just showing charts to entertain. I'm trying to make it meaningful and something that is understandable and a representation of what we're talking about in numbers. So I'm open to your thoughts and input. Let me know. Meanwhile, I think I'm going to go ahead and get back to writing because I got a lot of writing to do. As much as I did yesterday, I still feel like I would love to have a script before I leave for lunch today, so I can just work on production after. In fact, if I have a script, I'll shoot it probably, because that's 10 minutes extra. But to do that, I got to stop sitting here talking to you. So I'm going to go ahead and thank you for popping in to check out today's vlog if you did. If you're here every day, I love you for that. Thank you for being here so regularly and taking time to share with me each morning to talk about what's going on with this adventure we've been on together. Have a fantastic Friday and an even better weekend. Don't forget to do something good for yourself on all 3 days. And I'll talk to you again next week. Bye-bye.